there's been a whole load of dispute over this past week, over are the trucks inside, are they outside, if they're inside, getting to the people, who's distributing, what's going on. So can you tell us what is actually getting to people who need it right now?
Well, you're right, there is a trickle of aid now getting in. That's the good news here. 300,000 meals delivered today, 87 trucks in, most of them carrying food. Now, that's a drop in the ocean of what's needed. And I've got 10,000 trucks on the border right now, cleared, ready to go. And we'll do everything to get them in and save lives.
10,000 trucks are waiting.
Full of food, baby food. There are lots of people starving right now. 2 million people inside Gaza at risk of famine. And we know how to do this. We delivered 600, 700 trucks during the ceasefire. Now, this is tough, tough work. We had some of the trucks looted today. We anticipated that. The security situation is grim. There's obviously a full war going on above us. The roads are destroyed. People are desperate inside Gaza. Our people are working around the clock. And I just pay tribute to them. Many of our teams are themselves malnourished, and they're getting in those trucks, and they're going to work through the night again and deliver as much as we can for as long as we can.
We can see some of the nighttime video. Can I ask you, when you say trucks were looted, this is also a talking point for the Israeli government. They say this stuff goes to Hamas. Hamas loots it. Hamas stores it. Hamas diverts it. Who's doing the looting? And are you sure it's not getting into the wrong hands?
Well, so far, Hamas is staying well out of the way. A lot of the looting takes place as you come through those border crossings. There's a no man's land there. I've driven through it myself on the way out of Gaza a couple of months ago, where many of those gangs are. And some of it happens as you hit the communities. These are desperate, starving people inside Gaza right now. But we don't think it's Hamas doing that looting. And we have distribution networks. We have our people on the ground. It's in our interest to stop that aid getting anywhere near Hamas and getting it to the civilians who need it.
Can I ask you about, look, there are obviously, and we can see it with our own eyes, there are hundreds of thousands of people at risk of very, very serious hunger, malnutrition, and starvation. This, though, is a matter of dispute between various sides, certainly from the Israeli government side. And you said the other day that, some 14,000 kids could be at risk, and you had a timeline on it. Then there was a whole load of pushback. How careful do you have to be with your facts and your language, even though you're describing a situation that we know exists, to get it right? And how much, and do you still stand by those figures?
I think that's a fair question. I think we do have to do everything we can to get it right. I do encourage everyone to read the IPC report. This is the report on famine conditions. They report not just on Gaza, Sudan, everywhere around the world. And so the figure of 14,000 kids at such grave risk was taken from that. It's actually 71,000 who face severe hunger and 14,000 who face acute hunger. Part of the argument is over their age. I describe them as babies, and in the report, they're between 0 and 5 years old. I think we just have to focus on the fact that these kids need to get fed.
Indeed.
That's what's keeping us awake at night. We work around the clock. And I make no apologies for focusing on that.
Indeed. And I think many people will agree with that. So can I ask you, what are you able to do in terms of a proper distribution effort? Because there's no secret. The Israelis don't like UNRWA. They don't like the UN. They don't trust, you know all the sanctions and censure that has come down. So now they're talking about, we have the satellite images, and we've been shared by this independent party, of creating several distribution points. And I would like to simply play the soundbite from Jake Wood, of the US-backed organization called the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Here's what he says.
I want to stress, this plan is not perfect, but this plan will be feeding people by the end of the month, in a scenario where no one has allowed aid to be in over the course of the last 10 weeks. Ultimately, the community is going to face a choice. This is going to be the mechanism by which aid can be distributed in Gaza. Are you willing to participate? The answer is going to be, pretty critical to whether or not this ramps up to sufficiently feed 2.2 million people in a very desperate situation.
What is your reaction to that? Is that a workable plan?
So I don't know. I mean, we've had a few meetings looking at this so-called modality. I'm not sure it can deliver at the scale that we're delivering and will deliver if we're allowed to do so. And, you know, it's our donors, it's everyone from the Pope to the Security Council who's saying very clearly, this has to be done in a principled way, in line with humanitarian values and principles, which means neutral, impartial. It can't be in support of the war effort. And we do that everywhere. This is our bread and butter. This is what we do as UN humanitarians. We deliver aid in a principled way. We do it in Gaza, Sudan, Ukraine, all these other places I've been visiting in the last few months and talking to you from many of them. We know how to do this. We've done it before at massive scale. If the impediments, all these restrictions are lifted, we'll get it done. We can save millions of lives. We can feed millions of people in Gaza. For the next few months, we've got the aid ready to go.